Tonight we are out with the cast of Forever Young. So, hey guys, nice to see you all.
How are you?
I am doing great. So we have, let's just meet everybody. We have Aaron over here, yes? And where are you from, Aaron?
I'm from New York City.
New York City. That's located in...
the state of New York.
New York? Okay, I am so bad at geometry. So, welcome from New York.
Thank you.
You just moved to Branson for this? Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? First show in Branson?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
sir.
that'll be interesting.
He's
We'll
a
talk
newbie.
again in a few weeks. so that'll be kind of cool. And next we have
Justin Sas Smella, originally
Hello.
from Northeast Indiana, but
Northeast Indiana.
transplant to Branson about 13 years ago.
13 years ago. What other shows have you done?
Oh boy, started at Silver Dollar City. Was in the last cast of For the Glory, first year of Dickens' Christmas Carol. Number one hits of the 60s. 12 Irish
yeah.
tenors, Magnificent Seven Variety Show.
All those. Are
Shake,
you
Rattle,
Irish?
and Roll.
Wait, are you Irish? 'Cause
Shh, don't tell anybody, but I'm neither Irish or a tenor.
you're not.
Dum dum dum.
Well, that's weird. False advertising in Branson?
No.
No, just exaggeration. And we
You
have
asked.
we have Brad Baker over here. We've worked together for a long time.
Yes, we have. Off and on for like 8 or 9 years ago was the first time, I think.
At least,
Yeah,
yeah. You
yeah.
tend to come in, do a show, and then find something else to do and leave,
Right,
and
yeah.
then learn your lesson and then
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not learned that lesson completely, I guess. I keep going back.
And apparently we haven't either,
I
because
know,
we
right?
keep letting you come
I
back.
know.
So,
We're really happy he stayed here a month so far.
so far
Yeah.
that's a long
Things
time
are
for
going
Brad.
very
That's
well.
like 7 years in Brad Baker
years,
world.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's a lot. So good to have you here, and
Thank you.
Avila.
you
Avila
doing?
Martin,
Yes.
brother to Janice. No,
Yes.
Avila also worked at the Showboat for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, 5 years. And
Really?
yeah, it's my first time not working there, so.
You came to
strange.
Branson just to work on the Showboat.
Yeah, that's right.
Originally.
Pretty much. I got a call and they just said, come to work at the Showboat. And I pretty much packed up and moved to Branson.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I've been here for 6 years now. Wow.
That's what happened to me. Like they wanted me to come in just for half a season, so here we are, 11 years later. So,
22 half seasons later, you're still going. Going strong.
exactly.
Pull us in.
And then we have Chad over
Hey,
here.
what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm so good always.
Glad you could make it finally.
Yeah,
We were,
I'm glad to be here. I
were
love it
waiting
here.
for
These
you.
guys are so awesome and so talented. And it's so great to be a part of it. So great.
You
Everything's
don't have to
awesome.
say that. You have the job.
No,
so
I
you
know, but it's really fun. It's a really
And
great
you're all
time.
in a suit. You're
I know,
dressed
I'm wearing,
up.
I look amazing.
You
Just
do.
looks-
I've not seen a
this is
suit
a
made
rare
out of.
occasion.
Had some comments. I usually wear sweatpants a lot.
Yeah, but a
Kinda
suit
nice.
made out of bacon.
I know,
That
out of
is
bacon.
how Lady Gaga of you.
Every man's dream.
What? Lady
I know, that
Gaga's
was
every
weird.
man's dream?
That's
I don't even know what that's.
It's actually what he wore last night for St. Patrick's Day. He's just
Really?
he's still
just
in it.
Still continuing the
I'm in
St.
it to win it,
Patrick's
sir.
St. Patrick's Day festivities. So anyway, so let's talk to you guys. You are at the Hughes Brothers Theater,
Yep.
right?
Yep, super excited to be there. It's a great family. It's a wonderful venue. They've welcomed us with open arms.
They probably think you're one of the kids because they have so many kids. So
It
they,
does get confusing. You see about 30 people running on the set each day, but it's okay.
It's just
Nothing's-
one family. That's
Nothing's
just
gotten
one.
broken yet. So.
Yeah, right.
So that's cool. Yeah, but you were at Music City Center for like a limited time last year, right?
Yeah, we did a summer run last year, June, July, and August. That's what we were contracted for, and it was kind of just to get the show up, running, get it seen, have people kind of have a look at it,
Right.
get the feel, get the response, and then after that, we were kind of in negotiation mode with trying to find a permanent home for it, so
Yeah.
it could be here all year.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But Avila, I know you were in that. Were the rest of you weren't in that?
Chad and Avila?
Yeah.
Chad,
Three
and-
returning cast
Three of
members.
us were in it.
Three. So the three of you were at Music City Center, and then you wanted to move to Music City Center has a lot going on. So you wanted to move. Was it because of the Tigers or no? You wanted a bigger venue.
Avila
or-
almost got eaten, so
Yes,
we
I
had to
did.
get out of there. We had to get out of
Seriously,
there.
which is weird because there weren't even tigers there last
There
year.
were.
So this was just by a tourist.
That was
Apparently.
Chad.
It was me. I'm the weird guy, I'm guessing right now.
So now I'm curious whether that was a vacant suit or not. So the three of you were in it, and I know Steve Parrish was in it.
Steve Parrish,
Yes.
a gentleman by the name of Ryan Appleby from Dallas, Texas, who's currently touring with Voca People.
Wow.
And then my brother Josh.
You were very lucky to get an heir to the Appleby fortune
Yes.
for the
We
restaurant.
actually had a little joke in our show.
In the show.
A little joke.
Just teeny tiny, you know.
Yeah.
Until Josh cut it out.
After like show 2. So- but it was there once.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
upon
yeah.
a time.
And so Brad, you probably took Steve's place, right? Did
Yeah,
you?
I
More or
think
less?
so.
Little mixture,
pretty
little
much.
mixture of a couple characters, and then Aaron took a little mixture of a couple other characters, and then we had 6 guys in the cast last year, and as a result of everything that's happened over the last 4 or 5 months, we decided to condense it down to 5. Did some tweaking to the storyline because we wanted to keep it as truthful as we could. But it's going great with 5. We've gotten a lot of people comment that you would have never known there were 6 guys last year.
No, I didn't
Had
know.
you not seen it? So
Right. Yeah, I would have no idea. But as to the storyline, I mean, so you guys all grew up together.
yes, yes, we all
grew-
lived in the
so
basement.
strange how we ended up
It
together
is,
in
it is
Branson.
kind of a very Silence of the Lambsy the basement thing going on.
When the One Productions team put it together, we kind of wanted to think about our earliest memories of music. And for myself, my brother Josh, our childhood friend Evan, who's a part of the company,
Right.
it was the guys from the Little League team coming over and just jamming out to our parents' vinyl record
So that's
collection.
all true.
That's all true.
Uh-huh.
Now, was it these guys? No. But have we known each other for a long, long time? Do we write the show to accommodate each guy's skills and talents? Absolutely, because that's what makes a show great, when you can put guys in the best position to be successful and showcase their skills.
Right.
So when you're working with talented people like this, I mean, you write a show around them, piece of cake.
Right.
It was great coming in as a new person. One of the first things that Justin and the guys said to me was, "How can we make this story fit your life? What are the things that what truths can we pull from your life to make this really work for you and put your life story into the show?"
And that's
well.
all
Right.
part of the process with this company in general. It's really great to have a fresh look at things in Branson, when sometimes you do a lot of shows that kind of fit what venue is doing.
formula,
and
yeah.
the formula, the formula. And in this show, it's more about taking the people you have and making them, show their talent as much as you can. And it's really gratifying as an entertainer, to work for someone who does it that way.
Yeah, so you guys each have input,
Yes.
which is very unusual.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, that input in terms of the songs that you do, are
Sure.
you very open to that? If-
We are. We work by a motto of best idea wins. So, when we put the show up last year, Josh directed it, Josh and I choreographed it, our team wrote the show.
Right.
But, from day one, Josh was like, here's the script. If there's anything in that you guys doesn't sound like you, feel free to tweak it. We want it to sound natural. If guys had different song ideas that they thought, I think this song would fit my storyline a little bit better, or I think I'd sound better at this, then we were definitely open for that.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. And so, are you used to that, Aaron?
No, I'm used to tell me what to do. And
Yeah,
I'm
just give you. I was going to say it's kind of an unusual thing for any show. Any show that I've ever been in, you go in and they tell you that you have to sing "Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night" or whatever.
Tonight's
And-
Some song that doesn't fit your voice at all, but they're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
And Aaron's very interesting to observe because he just graduated from Juilliard in May.
Oh, really?
So we're all.
I didn't have
cool.
to make the shameless plug.
We'll make it all day for you, bro. We'll make it all day
Trust
for
me, I'm
you.
used to shameless plugs about Juilliard. Oh, that's good. So, but you love what you do.
Yes.
There's a famous quote. They say that all in love is lovely. Like I was told that. So by somebody close to me.
It's a great lyric. I think it was a lyric. It was a great lyric.
Something
who
close
was
to that.
Was it Louis Hewitt? Louis Hewis?
Really?
I think it was Louis
That was
Hewis.
the news I heard.
Yeah. It's a
It was
gr-
something like that. But
Just like that, guys. That was good.
Yeah, we
It's
know.
a really nice, snappy thing.
yeah, I was given some quotes. Maybe somebody that was in the cast.
Gotcha.
before
Yeah.
told me, you might
Maybe
mention this
somebody
and
that, like, I don't know, dropped his mic his first show,
Yeah.
forgot his
Really?
mic his second show. We miss him. Rest in
fact, we
peace.
do miss
Rest
him
in
twice.
peace.
Yeah, and he dropped it again, but no one saw it but me. Yeah, he dropped it again.
Oh,
but
that's
it's-
good.
Well, there was one where he just forgot his mic and just came on stage and just did Ring of Fire anyway.
Oh,
Just a
can't
consummate
even-
professional.
Yes.
it sounds like
A game every day.
Last name is
Dedicated.
not Parrish.
it's not. No, it's
weird.
Peven
That'd be weird if it was.
Starish. We don't want to.
Miss you, buddy.
Love you.
Yeah, well, now you're pushing it. So, I came to the show for the first time. I didn't see it at Music City Center, and we brought the kids out, and we're starting this new thing where we bring someone that's never been to a particular show or that style of show out. And so I brought Arturo, a friend of ours that's been on our podcast several times, and your show, the kids are 4 years old, and they loved it. You remember at the end, my son was throwing a fit because he wanted to give you guys high fives.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Which, if you knew him, that is very unusual. He doesn't like to touch people.
Yeah, he's a little quiet.
He's very, very quiet. And Arturo loved it, and we did a little review about it that'll be on with the podcast here. But are you finding it's a very different show. Like anyone that I've talked to about it, they said, you know, it's almost like a play or like a musical.
Sure.
It doesn't follow the formula, but yet you get all that. You have the patriotism in there. You have something that appeals to all the ages in there, but not in the standard, well, now it's time to do a patriotic song.
Right.
Like it makes sense to the whole story. Right.
Yeah, when we wrote the show, a lot of it was based around our experiences of the guys in the company. Whether most of us had done cruise ships at one point, we'd done Branson, some of us had done Vegas, Broadway, those types of things. And the unique things that make Branson, such as the patriotism, the meet and greets after shows, those don't happen anywhere else. We kind of wanted to utilize those to our benefit, but doing them in a little bit of a different way.
Right.
So for us, the thing as entertainers we get asked the most is, how did you get started in show business?
Right.
How did you find Branson? So we're like, obviously the people that come watch these shows in town are interested in that. So let's explain it through a
let's make
show.
it like biographical.
And let's get all genres of music. Let's get all decades. Let's appease everyone. Let's have some comedy in there. Let's have some great dancing. Let's have some awesome vocals, some awesome singing, and let's write a story with heart that everybody can connect to on an emotional level, regardless of where they're
And
from.
I think that connects a lot of the audience to what we do. I think that has a lot to do with the different genres of music, different things that we do. It's so funny. You sing Bon Jovi, you never think you'd see an 80-year-old woman screaming for Bon Jovi, but it's
Right.
just so crazy how this music, specifically what they picked, really fits everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's really another important thing is this show is, people come to us and they say, this reminds me of the time where I had kids downstairs playing in the basement listening to music, and it brings me back, and you always love to hear those stories.
Right. Because isn't it true that most people, that their favorite music is usually from when they were in high school or starting in college, no matter what?
The one they
that's
remember.
Yeah, because that's
like
what
in the '90s. That's my favorite stuff.
that's seriously what you
it's
listen
true.
to. And some of the songs you do are very unusual for Branson, I would have to say.
And the cool thing is,
progressive in a way.
and sorry to interrupt you, but the cool thing is songs tell stories. It's almost that blatantly obvious if you listen to songs on a regular basis, which most people do. So writing the show, we find that if it's maybe not a very popular song, or like the Belle Biv DeVoe song that we do in our show, everybody's heard it.
Poison, right?
Yeah, they couldn't have told you who sang it or whatnot, but in the context of the storyline of the show, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So if you are an 80-year-old woman, and maybe that wasn't your thing when it first came on the radio, you'd love it in the context of what you're watching on stage, because it makes sense.
Right. But you also have to think that our audiences have changed a lot. A lot of the shows have not adapted. Somebody that's in their 50s to 60s, they grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, and so a lot of the shows that we have are still playing 50s and 60s music.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Not that they shouldn't, because there's an audience for that, but you have to adapt to it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, the town changes, and our clientele changes. They sometimes get younger, and so we have to find a way to bridge the gap and appease both sides of the aisle and really bring them all together.
And that's scary to a lot of people, especially people that own shows in town. It's so much easier just to put out a 50 or a 60 show or a 40 show, because that's what's been going on here forever. It takes more of a risk, in my opinion, to do something that's outside the box, because you're like, wow, I could be out of a job in 3 months. But but if you have a good enough product, you realize that all music sells.
Right.
Whether it's 40s or 50s. That's why it's kind of funny, because audience
As long as
members.
it's entertaining,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Aaron, you do mostly rap. I've noticed, like
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
hardcore, that and Coolio. And I actually don't even know what that is.
You should have seen it. You should have seen him sight read the rap. It was hilarious. We had the rap actually charted out, and it
And
was.
you had to tape it to the floor, probably.
He got it like the first try.
He called his Juilliard professors and said, guys, this is what
I'm doing.
in my life.
This is it.
I am ready.
This is, yeah,
Just so you know, we rap for 10 seconds on our show, and it's at the very end. It's not a rap show.
What? But have you had any portions of the show? Because I forget, there were some songs. I was actually surprised that you did. I thought we could definitely not do that at the venues that I've worked at. Have you ever had anybody, like after the show, or anybody say anything
Like
that
complain about something?
shouldn't? Well, not complain, but well, I guess mention
Some
maybe
rock and roll or
you
something
shouldn't have
like
done
that.
this, or we thought you'd have more of that. I mean, have you? Because you have such a variety.
Isn't it kind of funny, the show itself, it's funny because we don't get those comments, and I think it's like kind of what Justin was saying. It's like it doesn't matter what it abruptly does to people. they love it because it makes sense.
Right.
And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Well, I love one of my favorite things about the show is looking out the audience and seeing people that I don't expect to be singing along with a certain song, singing a certain song.
It's a lot.
That
Some
happened when I
lady
was
singing
there.
things that I didn't think she would know, and we had just today a 4-year-old girl, and her favorite song was "Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash. And she's like,
Well, when you did the
how is that
Poison,
your favorite song?
when you did the Belle Biv DeVoe or whatever, the people in front of us were really into it, and I would have never ever guessed. Because I was actually pointing and telling the people we were with, I'm like, what is going on?
I think a lot of people that used to hang out at skating stations come to our show.
Yes.
So they're used to jamming out
Skate
on those
World.
on Friday nights.
Skate World and getting ready for couple skates and that sort of thing.
That was a big
Skaterama,
deal.
Enterprise, Alabama. We played all those.
I was gonna say, that's a big deal when you were
Yeah.
like 13. Wow.
Oh, I know. We went like 5 days a week. Like, seriously, I had blisters like you wouldn't believe.
Just to hold a girl's hand.
Totally worth it.
Sit in the corner. Did you have this spot?
Oh,
at
Oh,
the,
yeah.
That was where all the couples.
Where it was
They
dark.
went to go do things that.
Yeah, they all
whatever.
sat over there out of the way.
Trade
We're
gum.
trying to go to the bathroom with those skates on, though. That was just a death trap in there.
You're like standing there and you had to be careful because you
I
didn't
know,
trip,
right?
Especially if you couldn't skate like me. That was good stuff.
I can only turn left.
We should do that. You guys, yeah, exactly. I can't go backwards.
No.
Like when they would have reverse skate, I was in trouble. Like forget
Time
that
for a
whole-
drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I loved when they would do the train race. When you would, do you ever do that?
Yep.
Like, because I got to hold on to somebody. So I wouldn't
Yeah, that was cool. That was
Limbo.
Oh, yeah, I have no tendons. So I'm really flexible.
I have scoliosis, so it didn't work out too well for
didn't
me.
go. You went down.
Oh, you're one of
Not
those.
far.
Yeah. My back got in the way.
Yeah, well, that's good. Today's podcast is brought to us by MJ's Steakhouse, and I'm here with my best friend in the whole world, Xander. Say hi, Xander.
Hi,
Hey, what's your favorite food, buddy?
I'm steak.
Do you like steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me tell you about this new steakhouse here in Branson that's hosting today's podcast. The hottest restaurant, MJ's Steakhouse, home of the flame-kissed steak, is now open. MJ's is an unpretentious steakhouse featuring 1855 Black Angus beef, a truly premium beef with unprecedented flavor and consistency. Their staff is friendly and experienced, and their menu is exceptional. From their porterhouse, dry-aged steak that melts in your mouth, to the tasty deep-fried burger, MJ's Steakhouse offers an epic dining experience, proving that you don't have to dress formal to dine fine. MJ's Steakhouse is located at 1580 West Highway 76 in the same building as Legends in Concert and the Celebrity Car Museum. Should we go have some steak, Xander?
I like to go on a water fountain.
You like to see the fountains? Oh, that's cool. You hungry?
Yeah.
What do you say we eat some of this steak here? Does it look good?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Let's eat. Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Go visit MJ's, and thanks for listening to All Things Branson podcast. Bye-bye. We should all go to Skate World then.
Too old for that, man.
Oh, come
Forever Young Night at Skate World.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, your show is forever young.
Yeah,
How can you say you're too old
Well,
for
and I was
something?
like 3 feet tall, shorter when I used to roller skate too. If I fall down, something's breaking.
Every time you're in charge of something, you feel a lot older
True,
Yeah.
true.
than the
true.
rest of the
That
guys.
is true. Well, they have the big roller skate there for birthdays. Have you ever seen that? It's like giant, and they put the kid in it, and they push him around.
Oh, really?
Like you, so they could just push you around.
There you go, guys.
There you go.
That's what I
We
want
got
this year.
something special for it.
I feel like Skate World's gonna represent us now.
New sponsor of Forever Young,
Awesome, go.
It's not a bad idea.
Happy Hands Retirement Home, and Skate World. Forever Young.
And Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, there you go. But actually, we're at the new MJ's Steakhouse. We should probably mention
Very
that.
nice.
Just
Very nice.
opened up out here at the American Bandstand, Dick Clark sort of thing. That's what you need. You need to get a Dick Clark to do a Wait, no, that wouldn't work. You couldn't really sponsor.
Oh, too soon.
He's I think they're booked here. I think
Yeah.
they're booked at this theater. They're doing okay.
Yeah,
They're doing
Yeah,
okay.
they're
They're nice
just
to
fine.
have us
They're
out
doing
here.
just fine.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. So what I loved about the show was, first of all, the set. I think it's genius how you did that. Because for those of you that don't know, it's a basement. It reminds me very much of that 70s show sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that is genius because I just think that's really cool because it's like you're watching a play. But the lighting and everything is amazing at your show. First of all, when you're doing Michael Jackson, I'm talking to Avila here.
Yes.
Well, they can't see
He
her.
means Brad Baker.
Yeah, when Brad Baker is doing the later version of Michael Jackson.
God, you should have saw him. He was scared when Justin offered him the gig. He was like, "Can you do Michael Jackson with Avila?" And Brad's like,
it's gonna be a soft no.
"Very soft."
It's gonna be a preface. No.
It's funny.
I had a feeling that came up a lot when talking about doing Michael Jackson. But no, with the lighting, the effects, the fog, it was truly.
David Hughes over there does a great job.
that who did it all?
Obviously, we had our lighting platform last year. It's a lot more practical lighting and theatrical lighting. But we kind of gave him his palette and let him kind of run with it, and he's just done a
Really,
tremendous
really
job.
great light guy in town.
Yeah, and the tribute at the end, the way you do that,
Oh,
yeah.
just looked incredible.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away.
especially when it came down to crunch time. I mean, we were literally coming down to crunch time come opening, and like the week of. I mean, not even. I mean, David just came in and just did his thing.
He's on point.
He was on point, knocked it out of the park in a couple days. It was amazing.
Yeah, because it was kind of sketchy for a while whether the show was even taking place.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
Yeah, you had a few places that you were looking at and trying to move around, and everybody's trying to open up in March and stuff.
And
but
the people, the thing about the Hughes Theater is they're just great people. So whatever happened before, it's just great to be there. They've
I've
been
worked with
nothing
them.
but
They're great.
inviting. They are just wonderful people. They have a lot of kids that run around, but they're very respectful children, and it's really fun. It's really great, and getting to meet Marty and Jason and all those guys, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm curious as to favorite parts in the show, like to actually perform, just whether it gets a huge reaction from the audience or not. What is something that you just really, really like? Do you have a favorite segment or song?
As a group?
Well, no, each of you, like you, Chad. Like what?
Well, I've been a country singer for a while. I worked out at Silver Dollar City for about 11 years, and so I sang a lot of country at Echo Hollow. I sang a lot of country, and it's kind of cool. At the end of my set, I get to do this like country, like rock and like kind of in concert type thing.
Right.
And it's really cool in Branson because most of the country I've done here is for the people in the audience who aren't ready to go jump on stage, but it's really cool to get that feeling of like being a rock star.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes, it's
And
great.
it's exactly how you portray it. I mean,
Yeah, well, I try
pretty
my
much.
best.
Yeah.
You're really into it.
Sure.
What about you, Avila?
I think one of my favorite moments in the show is, I guess it's one of the most simplistic moments in the show, but it's still so intense, is when Justin is singing One, and we are singing as his background, and like we're kind of like ghostly figures behind him. And that song is just so intense. It's funny how...
And the parts in the arrangement are just so
Yeah, it's a
sweet.
beautiful-
Yeah, it's just...
Who arranged all of that?
Terry Wayne Sabania. He's been in town for a long time. He worked in Motown for many years back in the day. He was one of the original producers for number one hits of the 60s. About 14 years ago.
Oh yeah, with Amber in them, right? Yeah, she's
So
gonna do
he's a good
bunch.
friend of mine, and we kind of gave him certain song arrangements that we liked, that we had him lift for us and put charts down for.
It's tight. I mean, you go right from one song to another.
Yeah.
The transitions are great.
Well, it's all the stuff that you don't always get in a Branson show. Like
Right.
the things that we focus on are not as, I mean, going from one song to the next is almost as important to all of us as the rest of the show because it has to flow perfectly. And if it doesn't, it loses whatever
It's
that
done,
is.
and it does flow. It's not like the shows that I do and stuff where somebody's introducing a segment and you guys just keep going,
Right.
and it makes sense.
Yep.
And move a bunch of furniture.
Yes.
Yeah. I just
My
think
arms
it's
are getting
neat.
jacked. I'm loving it.
Really?
That's what he
jacked
thinks.
to you?
Well, but when you've hit the gym twice in the last
In your life,
10 years,
You're jacked.
call it
yeah.
I'm jacked. I'm ready for some show league softball. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Really?
Bring it
You're gonna
on.
do that little number, huh? What about you, Brad? What's a favorite moment that you have?
One of my favorite moments is something that I think I've done a few shows here in Branson, and every show, as we mentioned earlier, has some kind of patriotic tribute, which I think is great. I love that, but I've never really connected with one like I have with this one. It's done in such a different way,
It's not your average
and
patriotic
it's
tribute.
it's not just okay. It's time to go sing a patriotic song. It's
Right.
a really really poignant moment, and it's emotional for us on stage, and
it makes sense again
Yes.
to the story, like
it does.
all of the
It makes sense
segues.
to the story, and it's just a really great moment. It's a great song. It's very, very powerful.
That's one thing I'm proud of as a show person. I'm like, when people come to the show, this is gonna be something they've never seen before, and it's gonna be as emotional, if not 3 times more emotional.
Yeah, because you can tell it's
than
not
those.
just tacked onto the
Yeah.
show. Like
Right.
it's part of the story.
Part of what's going on.
Oh, I look at Chad crying half the
Oh,
time.
I cry a lot. I'm a crier. You
Yeah.
don't hear that, but I am.
I know
A crier.
we keep editing it out.
I
but
know.
seriously,
Every time I say something, I'm like, he's gonna edit
Blubbering.
this. There's no way.
you're a blubbering mess. over
I
here.
am a blubbering mess, and Justin's a blubbering mess too. And I actually saw Brad little blubber the other day.
Really? You saw?
Yeah, a little
You
bit.
saw Brad's blubber over here? Like, wow.
But I do. I love it because I think that the one thing about doing this show that's so great is you get the opportunity to do stuff that makes you happy on top of the goal of what the show is. And the goal
Right.
of the show is obviously to reminisce about music and life. And a lot of us have been in this business for a long time. And stuff like that is what it's all about. That's
Right.
what it's all about. That's why we do this. What would be the point of doing this if we weren't, satisfied about music in general?
Right.
So.
Yeah. And what about you, sir?
Well,
What's,
what they just said is a very close second. But for me, it's when we kind of get toward the climax of the show, and we do our speech coming into our signature song, which is "Forever Young," and people really are honed in and paying real close attention to every word that we're saying. And you see the moms pick up their kids, set them on their lap, hug them a little bit tighter. You see the older couple with the guy put his arm around his wife.
Right.
It shows me that they've followed us on that journey, and they're reminiscing.
Yeah, because it's genuine feelings that they have, and like I said, it's not forced. Like
Yep, yep.
to stand up, let's all do a
Right.
tribute to you. Like it just.
Well, and I
it's-
think, as far as us getting emotional, it's very easy to become introverted when we get to those moments in the show about what's going on in our own lives.
Right.
Like I found myself getting a little teary-eyed, because I just had my first kid. And when you reflect on that and think about that, and then like the journey that all these guys have taken to be here, to do the show, to get the show up and running, given all that we went through this past winter, it's a very it's a brotherhood on stage, and my grandmother came out, and she's had some major health issues, and she was able to come out and see the show, and it's just life, family. That's
Right.
kind of what it's all about. So
And Aaron. you
Well,
guys-
now that everyone has selflessly picked these beautiful group numbers,
And now, it'd be hilarious if you said, "Well, the Belle Biv DeVoe."
I like when Justin sings Barry White.
well,
my favorite.
in all seriousness, I do always look forward to. I guess there's sort of 2 adjacent numbers. I never get bored of watching Avila dance Michael Jackson. I
Yeah.
always look
No.
forward to
Here.
that.
I can watch that
And
all the
then
time.
Yeah.
right after that, it pumps me up for my big thing where I do It's a Man's World, and I start with this very gravelly sort of Louis Armstrong-esque
Yeah.
voice. But then I halfway through the song transition into my opera and make all my Juilliard teachers roll in their early graves.
Wait a second. In their early grades
totally-
implies either they were murdered prematurely,
I murdered him with my opera.
or something. Yes, there is.
Off the record.
Wow, this was quick.
one
You
of
just
those-
got to Branson. You're already plotting.
And this guy's opera chops are stupid,
Yeah,
ridiculous. They're awesome.
We are lucky to have.
You will hear nothing like this in town anywhere.
I've faked opera for many years, and I never want to do it again after listening to this
Pseudo-opera.
guy sing. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was surprised by it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I remember actually at the audition they asked me to follow up with the recording, sing this part of that song, and they were like, "Don't worry about the pronunciation of the Italian." I was like, "Don't worry about it." Okay.
You silly little people.
Like he actually knows what he's saying.
Well, that's great. So you have kids, right? You just
I
mentioned.
just
you
had my
have-
first, just over a month old.
Oh, yeah. How about
Little
that?
daughter.
Any rest of you?
Nope.
Any-
Not that I know.
I'm married to
Yeah?
a wonderful woman. Her name's Kaylee, and she's a performer in town too.
Where does
Kaylee
she
Reardon.
perform?
She performs out at Silver Dollar City. That's where we met, and doing a show called Heading West.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did Christmas season together at Dickens and all that stuff. So we met, and I love her immensely. And she's one of the busiest women in this town.
Yeah,
she does
she's
a lot of
always
stuff.
moving.
Always doing
She does
something.
hair.
She went to hair school last year. Got her.
And
She
she's
cuts
with you.
hair. I know. I have no hair. If no one can tell, they can't.
There's the voice.
By my
beard
speaking
always
voice, I sound
looks
like
phenomenal.
sound like a bald man. Anyway, but she
I just want to practice.
had nothing to practice on. But she does that, and then she also does the Comedy Jamboree, which she's filling in for his wife right now.
Oh, what?
Who
Wait a second,
just had
what's
a
her
baby.
name?
Kaylee is her name. Kaylee.
Yeah, I think I just went to the Comedy Jamboree
my wife.
like a day or so ago.
The really pretty one that I married up to.
What are you saying about the other girl? that's in there?
Oh no, you're great too. But I'm just saying that I think my wife's the prettiest.
Yeah, the pretty one.
She's gonna
That's
love
nice.
this interview. She's gonna watch this. And
Well, hopefully they come on because I went and saw that show. I don't know if you guys go to shows
funny,
live, but
funny.
Yeah.
and have you seen it?
Yeah,
Have you seen
yeah.
the Comedy Jamboree?
Yeah.
And it's not. I didn't think it would be my style of show, but I went and immediately I said we have to talk, and so we did a podcast because the part with the sweaterman.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant. That's all I
I
got.
don't want to give it
Brilliant.
away.
Yeah,
but,
brilliant.
I was losing it.
Funny guys.
Mighty wind
Funny
on
guys.
stage right there.
Wow.
And again, that was something I'm like, you're doing that on stage.
I know.
And
I
people
know.
are
Right.
clapping.
Yeah.
for
Yes.
it.
Yep. They go out
But
there.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But
And they don't even get it like we would.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know that's the best part. Is that even little kids will think that's funny. That's multi-level.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
very much a Bugs Bunny cartoon. But Brad, thinking of becoming a father, getting into the priesthood, are you?
I mean, not anytime soon. Yeah. I'm still trying to take care of my dog.
We want him to stay in. We want him to stay in Branson for a year first, and then
Yeah, right.
we'll let him date after that.
Yeah, then we'll go to that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
So wow, we've done 30 minutes already. Just,
Wow.
just
Felt
talking.
like 45.
Just kidding. Seems like just a half hour ago we
You're
started.
hilarious. You're hilarious. So I always like to end by suggesting some things for other people to do in town. The performers, the people that actually live here like to do, whether it be an attraction, maybe a restaurant that you like, something fun. So let's go around the table, starting with you, Aaron,
Oh,
because
yeah,
you got
start with
to
the
you got
least
to.
informed
Well,
person.
last time they stole.
Please.
I don't know if you're the least informed. I know a couple of these guys. So. So what do you like to do? What have you found interesting in Branson
Oh gosh, what have I found interesting? I am
that
the
you
truth.
enjoy?
Okay, I enjoy hanging out with my castmates. The truth
geez, here we
is,
go.
I am something of a homebody by nature, so I am not exploring every evening, which is why I'm.
Have you done anything
That
like
sounds
a
like he found his
restaurant?
apartment very interesting. Yeah.
It's just him and his 30 cats. And his,
He's a gamer. He's a gamer, so he likes to do that too.
Oh,
This
really?
is true. This is
He's a
true.
gamer.
I don't judge.
He's not the
people.
only one. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of us at this table.
Yeah, the dynamic backstage has changed a little bit. Just a little bit. But you don't have anything that have you found anything that you really that really has stood out for you that you
Something
were
that's,
like,
well,
surprised?
it's not like just being here. Well, the first time I drove down the strip, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I think I'm living in Disney World right now. What is happening?"
You know, I said out loud, literally out loud, I said, wow, there's so much to do. I am never going to get bored of it.
Isn't that funny?
And now almost every night it's,
And 10
what can we
minutes
do
later.
tonight? Yeah, so, well, that's good. Well, you'll have that feeling soon, I'm sure. So what do you like to do? You got the
Man,
1 month old?
If I have free time and the baby's taken care of and my wife's doing all right, it's get out on the golf course. Call up the Rudin brothers.
Yep.
Get out there, have a good time, get
You
some
got plenty
sun,
of putt-putt, is that what you're
play
talking
some
about?
horrible golf, waste my
You
money.
think after 11 years we'd get better? It
Nope.
doesn't really happen that way.
No? At golf? Oh, there's a lot of shows that have been in town a long time, and that hasn't
don't
worked
get
for
better.
them.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's a
Well,
tough
that's
game.
good.
Tough
There's a lot of
game.
golf courses.
Yep. I'm a sports guy.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sports, golf.
Well, you do the whole segment about the playing the baseball,
Yep.
right?
That's true.
I
True
don't
story.
follow baseball. I
true
mean, I don't even know how
Yeah.
many quarters there are or touch goals they have to make or whatever. So,
Well, the
Sure, you're a
Cubs, the
slam
Cubs
dunk.
are really good. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, for real.
If you,
yeah. Well,
Yeah, the Cubs and the Dolphins. They're really
are you a
lighting
fan
up
of the
right now.
Cubs? Being from New York, there, Aaron.
You
don't
know,
ask Aaron
that-
sports questions.
I will say this: the Yankees helped me pass a science test once.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, all collectively.
They were all
they
there.
helped me- they helped me- they helped me
Jeter?
pass the
Jeter
science
helped
test.
you?
Gee.
Too?
If you want the whole story, I'll tell you the whole story. It's not that long.
Really? But what's the story?
All right.
How would the
Reader's
Yankees?
Digest version? I was in elementary school. My science teacher was a Yankees fan. We took a science test that day. There was also a Yankees versus Mets game that day. He said, if the Yankees win, everyone will get an extra point on that test. I got a 64, but the Yankees won, so I got a 65, and I passed.
Well done.
That's Aaron. Barely squeaking by.
I'm much smarter now, though. I assure you.
Much more smarter.
Much.
Because of the Yankees.
Hey, did you guys see on the Today Show, kind of an aside that relates to that, but a little girl was going to be tardy or miss school or something because of going to a Bruce Springsteen concert. So because he, goes on and on and on. Just we got it, Bruce, we got it. But so he wrote her an excuse and signed it for the teacher and stuff and sent it in. So,
Bruce Springsteen.
yeah,
Oh
like
my-
he
The
wrote
boss.
Wow.
They have pictures of it on the
Doesn't happen
Today
every day.
Show.
That's amazing.
Was it
does
signed
not.
The Boss?
It was.
I guess it's good to
It
know people.
was. I guess so. Speaking of knowing people, Brad.
Speaking of knowing people.
So what do you like to do in the
You know-
2 weeks that you're here a year?
Like 2 weeks here a year, I like to. I love performing in Forever Young at the Hughes Brothers Theater.
Yeah,
5
that's
days
nice,
a week.
right?
It's lovely.
Plug.
All right.
We got it.
But on my off days, I like to go out into the woods and just walk around. I like to go hiking.
That's a little creepy, actually.
I know, yeah. All by myself.
You with the hatchet. and-
I got a bag of lime, and I got
bring a bag of apples and
a bag of
His favorite
apples.
movie is Blair Witch Project.
that's right.
Just out in the woods.
Yeah, eating apples.
Yeah. Well, I know you like to go to some of the places at night. There's,
I
we used to go. I think you used to go to Club 57.
Yeah, Club 57, which is just
They're
below
not
our
open.
feet right here.
I missed
That
that
was
place.
one
It
of
was
our
awesome.
favorites.
You know, that was a little inside tip. I
Pub
was
and
just
Hauser.
talking to the people about maybe putting a little club together down
Oh,
there.
That
really?
would
So-
be awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
I will be there. That's
'Cause we were years ago. I don't know if you
Suburban
remember,
Promise.
but I was in talks to do a little comedy club
Yeah,
a few
nice.
nights a week, and so I was just actually talking to the owner about that right before the podcast.
I
so
would appreciate it if that opened. I used to love this place.
It's all for
great.
you.
Yeah, all for
And
me.
It's
All
just for
me. Yeah.
you.
The
Town
single
needs,
days.
town needs something like that too.
Yeah, something for the locals and stuff. What about you, Avila? I know you're a big gamer.
Yeah,
So-
on my downtime, I like to play some video games once in a while. But
Some of the Nintendo 64.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
the
what you play.
N64, Star Fox 64,
Game
yeah,
Boy?
yeah,
The,
Game Gear,
the
Game
Atari
Gear.
and the Coleco.
Coleco.
Coleco, but on my downtime, I like to go see movies a lot. I know you're
Yeah,
a big movie guy,
yeah, you and I talk
we
about it
both-
all the time.
Yes, we every time, and just recently, for the first time, I went to Dixie Stampede with Brad, and that was
great.
my first time going there, and that was awesome.
It's amazing, isn't
The
it?
food is
Yeah, the
good.
cast are there. We know like half the cast anyway, and they're just working hard over there.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna do a podcast with them about the new set and everything.
Yeah.
They just put that was $2 million. Did you know that?
Lord.
That's
Must
crazy.
be
So you
nice.
guys,
Yeah.
you guys should think about
So
doing
that's
that.
weird. That's how much I-
Same thing, same diff.
No, but Dixie Stampede's definitely good, and the food is good.
Yes,
It
it
is.
really is.
I'm
It
not
is.
afraid to say that sometimes we go in and we eat, and I'm like, you
Man,
know,
that biscuit and the
Oh,
soup,
man.
that's like the best part of the
forget
whole
about it. That's
I
what
love
it
it. I love it.
is. That's great. But no, you go to the movies a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to the movies as soon as we wrap this up. We're taking the kids to see Deadpool.
Oh,
And so we're very,
Really?
yeah, because they love superheroes, and everybody knows, they're not gonna pass. It's got to be great for them. So,
Yeah, they're gonna love it.
They just need a guardian. You're fine.
well, yeah, we can take them in there. How bad could it be? Like, what?
How bad?
Seriously?
Batman versus Superman next week.
Oh, yeah.
We're
At
all
the
going,
IMAX. I
right?
might go see it.
Oh yeah, is it at the
It's gonna
IMAX?
open.
Should do
It's
that.
gonna reopen.
Oh yeah, just for that.
New projector, and everything's
Bigger
renovated.
screen, I hope, because that other one. Come on, seriously.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the IMAX in the past.
No,
Really-
the screen was way
really
too small.
crappy.
Yeah.
Let's not make
Come on.
enemies.
No, we love the IMAX. We love the IMAX, one of our sponsors. What about you, Chad? What do you like to do?
Oh God, I do like to do a lot of stuff.
Here we go.
Let me think. I'm a huge sports fan, just like Justin.
Of
So
course.
I follow sports a lot. I'm really into it. And,
The curling.
Yeah, the curling. I'm really into curling. Canada's very
cricket.
good at that, from what I've heard. And then I eat. I like to go out and eat with my wife. We like to go to nice places. Level 2 Steakhouse is a really great
Oh, yeah,
place
that's
that we
really
love
nice.
to eat.
We got this new steakhouse.
And we
too.
got this new steakhouse, which supposedly I've heard things around town. This place is
They
great.
just opened yesterday.
Yeah,
so-
there you go. So I'm completely lying. But
Oh no, you had no idea.
It was yesterday. You couldn't even
it
have
was.
to be.
I just walked around and asked about MJ's. Yes.
If Michael Jordan's got a steakhouse,
He
I'm all
does.
about it.
Seriously. Yeah,
I
I'm
mean-
pretty sure that's probably what
Wish
it
I could have
stands
come up with
for.
another
That was
MJ.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Or Michael Jackson. Or
And I like to play golf too, because
Uh-huh.
I'm really bad at it. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fun.
I get to do a lot of stuff. I'm a person that likes to. I love music, so I have a lot of musical instruments. I play guitar. I do a lot of things. Not a lot of people have heard me play instruments, but I practice them because I just love music a lot.
Really?
That's
Cool.
what I
What's
do.
your high score? Because we have Rock Band too.
I do not play Rock Band.
Oh. my
No,
mistake.
because it's funny. My coordination in those games is not
Completely
very good.
different.
You would just
Yeah.
think that you.
Avila will tell you, we had Rock Band night. I don't know if Brad ever came, but we had Rock Band night at my house because we have a big screen. We'd set it all up.
Oh, yeah.
And oddly enough, the people that played the instruments, like when our drummer would come over, he was terrible
Oh.
at the
Oh,
drums
right,
because
yeah.
it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
It's all about like the rhythm, the consistency of it. So when you play something that has nothing to do with something you practiced for like 15 years, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard.
It is kind of hard. Well, just in closing, quick tagline for the show. What would you, to describe the show in just a sentence or two, what do you say? What do you tell people? What would you sum it up for someone that didn't have a clue what Forever Young was about?
I don't think you know what to expect. You can kind of think you're going in knowing what you're going to see, but
I'll give you that.
Because people, there's the Branson box show formula that's worked for years, and it's great. There's great shows. There's a lot of great
There's a niche for all
entertainers,
that,
but it's just totally different. It's totally different.
There you
in
go.
a good way, in a very good way.
Very good way.
We say music is the best time machine.
Ooh,
That's what I would say.
that's nice. You should TM that. Put a TM at the end. So,
Time machine.
because as soon as you say that, somebody else is going to catch it. You'll learn that here in Branson. But as soon as you have a catchphrase, somebody else is going to start using it. No, I totally agree. And we don't usually go on and on about a particular show, but after we saw it, we started posting. It was our new favorite show.
Thanks so much.
Well, thank you.
And so we've been sending people there like crazy. So go see Forever Young at the Hughes Brothers. And what times are you there now?
Right now we're Monday nights at 8, Tuesdays at 2, Dark Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 2.
At 2. So a good afternoon show. People can fit it in and stuff. And we highly, highly recommend it. Go out, post your pictures of you with the cast, Forever Young. And this is Christopher James. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
for
much,
hanging
Christopher.
out with us.
Had a good
Thanks for
time.
support, man.
Out here. Well, yeah, we do what we can. So thanks for listening to All Things Branson. This is Christopher James, and bye-bye. Today's podcast is brought to us by MJ's Steakhouse, and I'm here with my best friend in the whole world, Xander. Say hi, Xander.
Hi.
Hey, what's your favorite food, buddy?
A steak.
Do you like steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me tell you about this new steakhouse here in Branson that's hosting today's podcast. The hottest restaurant, MJ's Steakhouse, home of the flame-kissed steak, is now open. MJ's is an unpretentious steakhouse featuring 1855 Black Angus beef, a truly premium beef with unprecedented flavor and consistency. Their staff is friendly and experienced, and their menu is exceptional. From their porterhouse, dry-aged steak that melts in your mouth, to the tasty deep-fried burger, MJ's Steakhouse offers an epic dining experience, proving that you don't have to dress formal to dine fine. MJ's Steakhouse is located at 1580 West Highway 76 in the same building as Legends in Concert and the Celebrity Car Museum. Should we go have some steak, Sander?
I like to go at a water fountain.
You like to see the fountains? Oh, that's cool. You hungry?
Yeah.
What do you say we eat some of this steak here? Does it look good?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Let's eat. Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Go visit MJ's, and thanks for listening to All Things Branson podcast. Bye-bye.